Okay, so
Yeah.
let's get this shit going now. We're only like half an hour late. I do apologize, especially to Germany out there. Y'all woke up to see this shit. I do
hmm
apologize to you. We'll get it going, okay? We'll fix our shit. We're just not as intelligent as those fucking German scientists, man.
Nope.
Jeez. All right, so last time we had a podcast, did we talk about anything that I even need to bring up? I don't think so. I don't know. We
Um,
were pretty much
no, it
just
was
trying
just
to end the
ranting.
year. Oh yeah, yeah. I was ranting about what the fuck is wrong with the images.
Publishers,
So
fucking things in
we're
general.
not gonna rehash any of that, other than what we just did. I'm not even gonna bring it up. But um, so here we go. Brand new year. Really excited. Ha!
Get fucked night.
He put a. All right. So we've
We're good at
got
this.
the the video that I was hoping was going to be released in August, but wound up being a lot more work than I was informed it would take to release that kind of a video. Is now ready and it's in the process of
I say
being
it's going.
made at this point. So all of the creation aspect that Sirius Bacon has been working his freaking ass off over for God, what's it been 6 months now? Now Bacon, something like that. Um, all of that hard work is now going to start coming into everything that we've been hoping for. And I've been given some images. I don't know. I think it was Wednesday, maybe Tuesday evening, one of those two times, and was absolutely excited. I mean, I've been sitting over this game for about a year, now, give or take a few days, really. In, video go out?
No, you're good, Lay. It's on his side.
Okay, cool. So, so when I finally got a chance to see firsthand that this world that we had identified, that we put so much effort and energy into, that these images came out, man, was I excited! I can't even. I believe I was kicked out of my own TeamSpeak like 3 times because I wouldn't stop nerdgasming. So,
Poor Lay.
Crave is a bit of a dick when you get really excited about something. He's got
He
no
just. I
emotions.
don't think he likes. Yeah, he doesn't like emotions at all.
Yeah, like he just you can't if you ever find yourself in a conversation with Crave in real life, don't get offended if he doesn't say anything. Because that's just Crave. Crave's like Lurch, but not as handsome, okay?
Not as handsome.
Not as handsome.
Shots fired. Poor
Not
Crave.
It's fine. It's Crave. He doesn't care. Remember, no emotion. So, fuck, I yell at Crave all the damn time and he doesn't even care. So, you're loud again. You're just gonna have to whisper, dude. That's what's happening here. You're
That's
gonna
what
have to.
I'm doing. That's the problem.
All right. So before we get to the images, and the only reason we're waiting is because I don't know. Should we wait?
No, no. Yeah,
Nah.
wait. Give him half chub and let him sit with it.
Just let him sit with it. So the only reason originally why I was gonna wait, and I know like news sources and shit will do that. They'll reel you in. We'll show you how to lose weight without actually exercising, and then they wait
Exercising.
till the end of the series and you find out it's a bunch of bullshit. The only reason I was gonna wait was because I don't want the shit to be excessively distracting. But I don't know. Nah, we'll make you wait. It's only gonna be
Yeah.
like 10, 15 minutes, so you'll be fine. Okay, so
Uh,
because it's a good question that I've got for you before the photos come up. Actually a rather important question, one that
Thought
um,
inducing.
I thought of that while I was sitting here mulling over games to play because there's really like nothing out right now, and I'm absolutely fucking miserable, guys. Let me tell you, okay? I'm incredibly fucking miserable. Vermintide's actually rather interesting, and I can play that with my 8-year-old, and we're having a blast doing that. He has a ton of fun. I have a ton of fun. But it's all on easy mode at the same time. So there's really going to be a limit when we start pushing. He's 8. There's a skill level difference there. There's a lot of things he doesn't understand about just metaphysics at all, metagaming, any of it at all. That's I'm not going to be able to portray to him. But it's a great learning experience for him, so I'm going to. But outside of that, there's nothing for me to play. So I'm sitting there bored off my mind, and like I said before, every time I get excessively bored, Fuck Team Fortress 2, man. Oh my
Yeah, Team
god.
Fortress 2 was good 6 years ago.
It was and it was fun. Don't get me wrong,
It
but
was.
holy shit, man. Oh my god. I
That
just
game did not age well.
I can't swarm. I can't get swarmed enough. Okay, not interested. Anyway, so Total War Warhammer. There's a couple games I'm looking forward to,
Oh, it
but
was really good.
two of them aren't even new games. So anyway, so as I mentioned before, when I get bored, I always go back to EverQuest. Right? Always go back to EverQuest One. I think everybody does that kind of shit. They always go back to the roots. Um, and so I was sitting there just thinking, when I wasn't, because I refuse. I'm trying to end the cycle. Okay, the cycle of MMO abuse, and I'm trying to stand for my rights, and it's hard as shit to do, man. But so I'm sitting there thinking, bored because I'm not playing EverQuest, and there's really nothing else to play until my son gets home from school and does his homework. Um, what is it that would really entice me to come back to EverQuest? And EverQuest had a little bit of a surge, right? It's still a really small game, really small amount of subs, shit like that. But so, what do you do to counter that kind of shit? Like there's so much that game had to offer that kind of went to nowhere. But they managed to bring a whole bunch of people who ain't played the game in like 15 years right back into it with a subscription, no doubt. People who stopped playing MMOs altogether went back to EverQuest One when they released the servers that allowed or that had just the root game on it, right? No expansion or anything. So it brought me to a valid question that I thought I'd ask myself, and this might not be something that's launch type material, but it might be something that's first expansion type material where we introduce this. And that was, what if we provided our players, right? So let's say we do a $10 a month sub, right? So, and that's for the full capacity, all the raid content. So let's say you're a raider. No, let's get away from that. Let's say you're not a raider. You paid $30 for the base game, right? That's the price I'm going for. That's not necessarily what the price is going to be. I can't promise. But let's say you paid $30 for this game 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. You absolutely love the game, right? I mean, it's fucking Sacrament. You guys have seen most of the write up or what we've experienced, what we've released so far. It's gonna be a fucking brilliant masterpiece, okay? As long as we don't fuck it up, the game itself is gonna be absolutely amazing. But let's say there's certain things that we did you don't really like. 6 months into the game, and you're sitting there going, man, you fucked the drop rates all up, or I don't know, you screwed melee and AOE, and they're still getting killed. And we're busy, we're developers. Maybe we're not seeing it and we're not listening. Maybe we just think, a bunch of whiny little bitches. I don't think that's us. I don't think we do that. But let's just say for the sake of argument that we do become every other developer out there. Um, what if so you paid that $30 once, and you got a guild of 3, 4, 500, right? Fuck, you got like 2 sub guilds. I don't know. I don't even know what a guild size is going to be. But you've got a guild of, let's say, 500 people, and you really love the base game, and we made some changes you really didn't fucking like. Maybe they're minor changes or whatever. And you say, you know what? I'm gonna pull together my community, my online community, because we absolutely love this game, but we think Melee is getting raped now with this change to mitigation. And so we're gonna rent a server space and we're gonna revert back to the original Melee because of something that we allow. The original Melee damage mitigation procedures. And so you rent, let's say, I don't know, $500 a month, whatever the fucking cost is for us to manage that side server, right? Um, and we charge you, and you pay monthly or one fee per year, whatever. I don't, just pretend it's a fucking number we can work with for right now.
There's a number that goes on it.
Right. Let's pretend it's $10 a month, okay? And inflation doesn't exist. We'll just pretend inflation doesn't exist. So $10 is equal to what it was like in 1950. So you say, I really like the core shit. An expansion came out, but you don't like the expansion. You just want the original game. You don't like a lot of the changes that were made and the way it separated people. And so you decide you want to rent a server that's got adjusted rules that we've allowed to be adjusted. And we give you the parameters that we will accept as adjustments. And you say, now I want to play the game absolutely again. I didn't like where the DPS was going. I didn't like where the drop rate was going because they made it even worse. I want to revert back to the original, and so you rent that server space and you get the modified rules. I mean, there's a whole bunch that would go into that, right? This is like a really shorthand explanation. Is that something that you want to see in an MMO space? WoW has their little vanilla WoW server that some fans put up. I know Lord of the Rings has a similar. EQ1 has Project 1999. All these classic games have these types of servers. When players believe that the developers absolutely fucked up and went off track and screwed shit up, they went and reverted it all back to the core or what elements are acceptable. And as gamers, sometimes it's a lot easier for us to see the acceptable elements than it is for the developer. So in the scope of that, in the scope of being able to correct what we potentially screwed up, is that something that would interest the player community?
You lost like half of them, Lay, but yeah.
Did I lose half of them? I
You
apologize.
lost like half. No, it's pretty much what Lay is saying is if we give people the ability to rent a server, it's a standalone server, to where they essentially have their own time lock progression server that they can have everyone join, but it's still hosted by us instead of a private server, so it's sanctioned. Would that be something you want to see or not?
Right.
Is
That.
pretty much what it is. And there's boobs in chat, so
Oh, there's boobs in chat. Damn. Okay. I apologize.
um,
I
you're
was
fine.
explaining way more detail than I guess I needed to. Um,
You're
because
doing Lay thing.
because the questions always come up. Well, why the fuck would you need to do that? So I don't know. It's just what I've gotten used to doing, trying to explain those questions before they come up. I guess I need to get into the habit of allowing the questions to come up first. So
We'll get you there someday, Lay. That's why you keep me around, right?
hectic in what regard, Knight?
Don't answer. That's the hectic and all that. That's shit we'd have to deal with, and the whole. Yeah, no, the segmentation is actually like what Bucky Cat said, is literally my biggest issue I'd have with it.
So
But
here's the thing with hectic. Okay, so I'm guessing you're talking about having to manage all that space. Currently, most MMOs utilize multi-servers. It's the same fucking thing. That's all there is to it. It's the same thing as managing multi-servers. There's no difference in how hectic it's going to be from that. Um, having as Elder Scrolls utilize the term, a mega server, that just makes it where you got to dump data into one place as
it's too
opposed to
convoluted.
tracking multiple servers. With us having a unified server and having side servers for players to adjust very specific rule sets, then it really becomes the same thing. You process and manage the data just like everything else. If that's hectic, if you think that would be hectic, then don't ever look at any accounting paperwork, because that shit is fucking hectic. Okay?
That shit's annoying. Um, I guess another thing to look at it is something we could possibly talk about too. Lay, I saw this too. Don't make the servers permanent. If we want people to have certain rules and expansions and modified things, possibly going into it, make them events. Make this server turn on for 6 months and like get special account shit for you have new rules like permadeath. Don't actually do that; people will lose their shit. But do those kinds of rule sets on your special servers, and then if you are the top percentage, since we'll have ranking systems anyway in place, you alter them for based on the rule sets to then do stuff like that, because everyone's worried about oh, if it's permanently there, then you're splitting everyone up, which that's something we'd talk about later on.
Everything
But
splits everybody up. That's
yeah, everything splits everyone up. That's why I'm like, But if you do stuff like that, more people would also be interested in it. It could
so
be cool that way too. But
really
and
quick. You're
it would still be an
comparing.
official server.
Right. It would be an official server, because it is controlled and created by
I'd say
us.
they can say, I want to do stuff like this, and if we go, no, that fucks up the game, they're not going to be able to do it.
Right.
We're not going to let them. I want to be a god and walk around on the world, and they're not going to be able to do
We're
that.
talking about very specific changes to rule sets, very minor and acute changes to rule sets. When you talk about Counter Strike, right? Counter-Strike isn't an MMO. Let's be blunt. Vermintide is not a motherfucking MMO. You're not seeing hundreds of thousands of people in the same random ass fucking
Not a
space.
persistent world either. So
These are all instanced combat rooms. These are all instance rooms that are only created when 1 to 4 people or whatever the maximum group size number request that to be created. That's why there's that login delay time for a few minutes, because that has to pull resources, create the room. Once you're done, that shit's gone. Why are y'all motherfuckers calling? No! I got Bacon and Sajak calling me. I got you on Skype. What? Calm
what
down.
do they want?
So,
Go
Bacon and Sajak are trying to call me right now.
sit down, kids.
I'm gonna burn y'all. Um, I feel like they want to get in on this conversation, but
No.
so when it comes to that, as far as it being hectic, the rule sets are clearly defined by us. This isn't like anybody can go change any damn thing
Yeah,
they want with
it's
any
not
values
a
they want,
private
and then we
server.
have to track that. That's not what I'm talking about. Is let's say we launch our game, right? And we're 3 months in, and people have been complaining, oh, the drop rate's too bad, right? The drop rate is too strict. And let's say this is a unified thing, and our players council is telling us this, and we just keep saying, y'all motherfuckers just need to stop being whiny little bitches. Not everything's going to drop. And really all they want to see is like a 1 to 2% drop ratio difference. And so if we had these servers available, what they could do at that point, and if we so allowed it, if it was a rule set, which I'd imagine that type of rule set, it's a very minor one, very small, it's a rule set that would be acceptable. We would say, all right, you want to pay $600 a year for this server, for us to manage the server, because you want very specific rule sets, and fine. You know, let's say you got 2,000 people, so it's like less than, what is that, 20 cents a person or some shit like that.
Yeah,
So you invest into it, you grab the server, you go with that rule set. Now let's say you were right. The drop rate difference is far more sustainable than the drop rate we've currently got. And it's only 1% per tier, right? And the entirety of the game says, no, they're absolutely right. That's a much better drop rate. And the entirety of the game moves over to that server. At that point in time, that gives us the capability to allow players to show us that we are, in fact, doing something wrong. On a smaller scale, I say smaller scale, it's actually a really big scale, but it allows players to make some adjustments to our code so that we can, not to our code, to our rule set, so that we can see and have an actual place where we're constantly testing and seeing what the differences are. That way, when it comes to live server, when we go through, at night, that's where I disagree with you heavily. I believe the pros far outweigh the cons. Far outweigh the cons. I mean, let's talk about the cons real quick, right? What are the cons? Same thing as a primary server. You got to worry about hackers. You got to worry about exploits. You got to worry about shit like that. It's fucking already happening. That shit is already happening. There's no change to that. So that's not a con. That's a part of the game. You can't put that down as a con for the new server, because that's just a con for having a game, period. So, okay, what's next? The rule set changes. Well, if we control the rule set changes, that's not really a con. Sure, the con is we have to do a little bit more work to determine what the rule set changes are. And right now, MMO companies and people sit on their fucking asses all the time right now anyways, doing nothing, earning a paycheck. So I'm going to have somebody spend a couple of months figuring out mathematics on what we're allowed in different weight ratios in different directions. So where are the cons?
As well, like you said, a poll. Polls are highly inaccurate, especially on the internet. There's too many ways to fuck with them. To a beta server, you mean the servers no one plays on because they get nothing out of it. Like I don't, I go on the PTS the day before patches happen to see what the changes are. Like very few people actually test things there because they have no reason to.
And
like the server wouldn't be a test server. It's someone is paying us to be their DM for them to play in the world that they want, that they think is better. And if it is better, nothing happens to us. If it's worse, no one's going to play there, and that guy's still spending money, and it's no pocket money to us.
When it comes to gamers, I think this might be true for most areas of business. But when it comes to gamers, you're not going to find not even a fucking quarter of your player base is going to vote on a poll. It's not happening. Most of them don't even know what the hell the forums look like,
Like
let
less,
alone a
it's been
poll.
proven like less than a fifth of any online games player base even knows where the forums are, let alone fucking reads them. And it's even less of people that actually post on them.
Right. So this would provide us with a streamlined way for us to monitor and track real time data. And this is something we're already doing within our game on the live servers, constantly tracking real time data that Wicked has formulated. I think there was 3 different algorithms behind that one. But I mean, when it comes to polls, man, I don't like that kind of that for me. That right there is kind of the lazy answer to
It's
everything.
just you.
Let's
And
put
an
a
answer
poll up.
shouldn't be.
Let's ask. Well, first off, it has to be important enough that people are willing to stop playing in order to go and do the poll. Okay. Usually, if somebody's done something important enough to where they stop playing, they've lost enough interest in the game. You're probably not doing a fucking poll. Second, let's take Elder Scrolls Online as an example. Every poll they put on their forums, I believe the maximum was like 12, 1,300 people participated. But we know that there's about 50 to maybe 200,000 people that play that game at any given time. Okay, 50,000 to 200,000 people roughly play the game at any point in time. At one point in time, there was 700,000 accounts
I say
active,
there's a poll they released 2 days after launch, and less than 2,000 people voted on it.
and some of these polls they try to streamline to your game. You know what players like me do to that shit? Find out in the fucking UI where it allows you to disable that fucking poll and disable that shit because you can do that. So it's polls aren't nearly as important for me as what players actually do. Don't tell me what you're doing, show me what you're doing, kind of thing. So
Yeah. And I say the biggest issue I'm seeing is this would not be a test server. We are testing fucking nothing on it. We specifically will just watch it and take care of it. We're not testing upcoming patches or things that are changed. Like these are going to be even content that's farther behind than what the actual live servers are. You know, if an expansion comes out and the expansion destroys the game, like Star Wars Galaxies is the biggest one I can think of. You know, they released that update, it completely fucked the game. If they had an ability for everyone to go back and they were given 2 servers to choose from, the updated one and the one that's still behind to go to, everyone and their brother would have chose the one behind. And at that point, they had very little arguments going, oh well, people still logging or play our game, so it's good. If no one logs into your server that has shit on it, something's fucked up,
so
and you
there's
can't ignore it then at that point.
there's the major one right there, and that was really where the question came from was what happens when we I mean, we've got like 4 or 5 expansions planned out, and the direction of the expansions is absolutely based on the directions the players go leading up to the expansion. Um, I said there was some sandbox elements in this, and that's one of our major sandbox elements. We've got some other things, but that for me, it's a pretty big one. But what happens in the event that we fuck up? We release an expansion that absolutely kicks the game in the fucking dick. Everybody loves this game, right? But it's been out for 3 years. Everybody's playing and playing. Fuck, let's say we got 2 million people playing the fucking game, but we release an expansion that punches a bunch of people in the dick. Do we continue down that same path and with our noses held high, claiming, nope, we're the gods, we know best? Or do we watch as people walk away, create their own little mini servers? Project 99, WoW, Final Fantasy fucking 11 had that shit. I believe all classic games had that. Maybe Eve didn't. I don't know if Eve ever had their own
Never
game.
did.
But Eve,
But they never really. Anytime they thought broke the game, they fixed it pretty fast.
yeah, and Eve wasn't about content patches. That's the beauty of a pure sandbox. It's really hard
Yeah,
for you to
it
actually
was
break the game.
all player driven.
Yeah, it's all about providing players with the tools more than anything else. So, but um, with us, we're not a pure sandbox game. So we break the game if we break the game. Um,
Still ever there?
yeah, sorry, I was reading something about OBS. Sorry.
Uh,
So in the event that we do break the game, this would provide players a chance to resort back on a different server without leaving the game altogether, without feeling like they have to go through all these loopholes. And because I've loaded Project 99, okay, it's a pain in the
Or
motherfucking
it's a
ass
pain
to
in
get
the
into
ass to
Project
play.
1999. It's a pain in the ass to get on the WoW private servers and all those MMO specific private servers. There are some backdoor shit that you got to do. Um,
It's because that's
most
how those games are made. They're
right,
not made officially.
right. Most gamers don't want to do that kind of shit. So this is of many things, and this is just one of them things where I said there's way more pros than cons. This is one of them pros where if we fuck some shit up, this gives us the opportunity for players to still be here to support us in correcting the fuck up, the major fuck
Yeah.
up. Because right now, if I fuck something up in, oh, let's just, I don't know, no, I'm not gonna say it. Let's say I fuck something up by releasing something, right? My
Hmm.
entire game has that content on it. There's no way for you to get around that content. That content is now stuck. It's a part of your game. You have to absolutely deal with it. And I can't just pull that shit back. That's a release. That's some people absolutely like it. And it might even want to be in a split down the damn middle. Maybe half the community likes it, the other half doesn't. I don't know. But I think Elder Scrolls Online is a great example of that, right? A lot of the original subscribers, most of the original subscribers don't play the game anymore. A lot of the players now are new players, players that don't have to pay a subscription.
Yeah.
They
They
enjoy
just
that.
buy the
They don't mind all the changes that have happened because they didn't see the game before the changes happened. A lot of us that were there before these changes happened at the beginning of last year, um, we were very confused and concerned, and it didn't make a lot of sense. And so we left the game because, on a foundation level, there was no longer that game anymore. It was a completely different game, and one that we were not buying into. We enjoyed the game we played. They changed it. A lot of people liked it clearly because they're still playing it, and I think it was rated. No, I don't know how the ratings work. It was rated best game of 2015, best MMO of
Yeah, it is
2015.
rated SMO
That has to
2015.
say something. So it's not that. I mean, there's a clear split there, absolutely clear split there. So what would have honestly been the best thing for ESO to do? To release a non-inclusive server with that shit, and then one
Mhm.
with all that shit, and they'd have both fucking parties sitting up playing their game.
They're still making money off of it too.
Yep.
In that on that aspect, it like they have the work already going into it, and other than being greedy, they have everything set in place to release a previous content of like a game. They don't just like slap it on top. They're two whole different things.
Right.
It's not that hard to do it. Spend
So
a little bit of money, you retain thousands of people, you're still making money.
So the question, and this will go up on the
And
forums
it's
right away, and I I hope people jump on there and ask the questions because there's a
yeah.
lot of follow-ups that go with this question. Okay,
And
there's
don't just say no either, please, for the love
yeah.
of God.
Tell me why. Tell me why. I mean, say no all you want, and if you choose not to say anything about it, then move on and don't say anything about it. It's your prerogative. It's all up to you. But I would like to know why you wouldn't. Maybe it's something we haven't thought of yet, right? I mean, fuck. I just came up with this idea like, God, what was it? 2 weeks ago, Steve? 3 weeks ago? Um, but in the event that there is enough action out there to take to make this something that is usable and effective, then I want to be able to do that. Absolutely, because I think that this could provide another doorway. Right. Progress servers was another thing, and that's really where the idea stemmed from
I say that's
funding.
like the biggest idea of the whole thing is
That was the
progress.
primary concept for these servers was the progress servers. But I wanted to see if people wanted to have a little bit more control, and that might wind up being how people do it. If we build a game that's fundamentally sound from the ground up, I don't really see people fucking around with too many things that
That's
really
it.
aren't
It's the
already
game.
tweaked. So
Yeah, it's like when Knights like Big Fast Go. It's not that we would create two servers. It's someone wants us to make them a server. So if the people want it and we have the ability to give it to them, how does it hurt us?
all right, so Knight said, because I'm going to read this, I don't want to sit here for like half an hour reading it and just being quiet. So Knight said, I think two servers would show lack of confidence in design choice and decisions to be made. If you have to create two servers just to make sure you're doing the right thing, I think it would give a bad message. Now for the pro, I think yes, that's awesome that there would be a fallback. But then you fall into the whole BioWare fiasco where players cried so much about the ending that they had to come out with DLC to change the ending. Um, so I don't think so. Keep in mind, this isn't two servers, right? This
Yeah,
is
that's what he just said. I said it's by request. It's not we're going to launch with 2 servers. Here you go.
right. So people are making these requests. On top of that, I think assuming that because we are not gods, okay? And this is a problem developers have. This is the one beauty of being the gamer getting into this. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
No,
So
no, no,
that's
not too out of the gate.
once he started typing that up, I'm like, oh no, we're not going to launch this server in tandem. Like that's why people kept mentioning like PTS and beta servers. This isn't that. This is if we have thousands of people that go, I fuck this expansion. I want to play the original game. Let them play the original game. If they want to keep paying to play the original game, go nuts.
Yeah, and that's really what this is about. The reality of it, the entire idea came down from the progression server, like EQ1 and EQ2 do. I didn't realize EQ2 did progression servers. It's actually pretty badass. But like EQ1
They have special rule
does.
servers too. They're actually really sweet.
Okay, see? And I guarantee you players play that shit and they pay the company right out the gate to do it. But
They're hating on your beard, dude.
I don't even know why everybody's hating on this motherfucker right here,
They
man.
can't even see half the thing. Your shirt's
I
in the
know.
way.
Well, yeah, and I don't have. I forgot to get lighting. I'm setting an
Yeah.
alarm to go get fucking lighting tomorrow. So
What if they want the old rule set, they reach end game and want the expansion? See, that's the beauty of the time lock progression servers. They do expand into further expansions when over 80% of the active player base on the server wants it.
I agree with you, Knight. All right. So more discussions about this on the forums. Um, if you if you feel like you need to speak your reasoning, go ahead and record a video, post it to the forums too. I'd love to see that kind of shit. All right. So we're on to the
Quite
images.
enough now.
Oh.
God.
I've been so excited for you guys because you're gonna see it, you're gonna love it, and then you're gonna see it, and you're not gonna love it anymore. Not like that.
But
I mean, you're not gonna be as
you're
excited to see it
not
anymore.
gonna be like, I need to see it.
So that excitedness is gonna be gone, and then it's just gonna be like, okay, these fucking photos are badass. Now give me the fucking game to play,
Now I
because that's how gamers work. But here we go. All right. So this is the first. So this is. Oh, wrong button. Sorry. It's not working. Hold on.
God.
Hold on. God damn it, OBS. Fuck you, man. Seriously.
Oh God. Oh.
There we go. We'll go with that. Full screen. All right. I'm fine with full screen. I got no problem with full screen.
You guys don't get to actually see pictures.
All right. So this is. I can't see anybody's responses. Just so you guys are aware. Let me.
I
I had this set up so much better, guys. Oh, I see why it's like that. Hold on. So let's go here. I had the property set up and everything so it was closer to the fucking image and everything.
We're professional guys.
Professional grade. Look, I'm not a developer, so you guys don't really have to worry about all that because
He doesn't actually do the hard work, so it'll
yeah,
be fun.
I don't. I've been learning coding, but I think I'm just gonna stick with business because coding is clearly not my fucking
Yeah,
strong
I've
point.
been doing that shit you sent me. Fuck that. I'm gonna finish it, but fuck it.
Why did you? What the fuck happened? Oh, there we go. Okay.
What are you
So
doing?
I'm trying to get this shit to work right. Give it some fucking act right in a damn second here.
So our goal next week is just to not have like 30 fuck ups. We'll start small.
Life goals.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's move that to to right here. Okay, so here we go. Oh, fucking A, man. I feel like that's gonna
Just a
fuck up
squid.
too. It is. I know what I did wrong. Whoops. Hold on. I had this set. This thing screwed up on me, okay? I didn't screw this thing up. Fucking
Whatever you say.
OBS hates my guts. I have to fix this, otherwise one of the images is going to come out way too big. So you guys would be a little upset if I did that to you. All right, so let's, yeah, we'll call that a day.
That's
All right,
it. And let's keep in mind, not all the textures are completely smoothed out as well. So
and I will get these images. So these are the images directly from our team over there doing all of the hard work from Bacon. So that's why I had to actually remove, I've cropped this, but you'll see like a green line right here. You'll see the XYs right here, all this stuff up here. These are developer images. This is actually his desktop monitor screen directly as he was showing me this, and I just wanted to get this out to you guys um, as soon as possible because, like I said, for me, it's absolutely exciting. For you guys, being here from well before most any other publisher would even begin to talk to you, I think you guys deserve a little bit of sneak peek. So this is Serious Bacon's work so far, and this isn't even like master edited or fully edited yet. Like there's still
well,
color
like you
tone
just said,
things that
I
he's
forgot he
told me
took the
about.
pictures on the settings too. So
Yep. So
there's that.
he wanted to make sure that I made it aware to you guys that this wasn't finalized, but this is, uh, in my opinion, a really sexy account of how the game's gonna look. So this
Especially
is one of our major lakes, kind of in the middle-ish of the primary landscape. Um, this lake has a lot of stories happening around it, both prior to and during the game launch. One of the events that happens just north of this lake is actually going to be released as an audio book or an audio series that Night's Night is working on. So, but yeah, these are the alpha shots. Um, and when I say alpha, I mean before the video's ready to be released alpha, not video game alpha. All right, so I don't remember which one was next, but we're going to go on to the next
I say
image.
don't show them the wrong one. I
All
don't
right,
know what one the.
so here is our iconic image, right? So this is the pathway leading up to the tower. So our whole video is essentially the you walking down a path, and this or the player in the game walking down a path. And the instructions I gave Bacon was, like an old man remembering old memories, remembering things that they've done. So kind of pan off and pan off, but the tower is the focus. So yeah, I don't think it matters in the order either. So the tower is not textured at all, but it's the landscape itself that we were really more wanting to show everybody in the game itself. Honestly, we don't have the exact layout for the creator of the tower to know exactly how the art of the tower, how it's going to be shaped and textured and formatted. So he just went ahead and put the tower in place. This tower, yeah, Unreal Engine 4. This tower right here is going to be visible from nearly anywhere in the game. This tower is like this beacon of history and power in the world. It's not your end game item. It's just this concept that we came
Part
up
of the world.
with 6-7 months ago before we even brought developers on. This was shortly after we brought Wicked in, actually. The tower was his idea, to be honest. But yeah, this tower is something that players, when they first join, should be able to look off in the distance and see at least the very top of this tower over everything else that they can see. So, and the path, I mean, I told him, I love this shit. It looks worn. Looks like, carts have been through here. Some horses have been traveling down the road. And he told me, well, just make sure everybody knows the mud's not finished being textured because I still got some pink in there, some shit like that. I said, dude, you know, honestly, this is like an alpha image. I don't think too many people are concerned. I think everybody who's following us right now understands what we're going for here. So, the game's going to be like 4 or 5 times the size of Skyrim. So, yeah, it's going to be a little. All right, next image. This is a new one. I just got this one.
It's made of cow shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Here, let me go back real quick. So, the underneath this is the only reason right here. The only reason why I crop these images, because under here, under the video or the image itself, it shows you what his file name is, and so he was having a hard time with some of the texture rendering and tearing and all these technical shits that I won't try to remember. And so he was trying some new textures and some new things, trying to figure out how to resolve this shit. And so he's got this file where you can tell as a developer, I'm guessing developers are just like writers in every other business. When you get fucking frustrated, you just name a goddamn file, whatever the fuck you're gonna name it, and just leave it at that. Usually it's not very nice kind of thing. And so he named the file shit. So I didn't notice it. I was so in awe of the image.
Oh, I thought you saw it. When you sent me the pictures, I'm like, what the fuck's he doing?
I didn't notice it at first. I was so... I saw it at a lake, bro. And these images look a lot better than they do over across the stream. I don't know why the stream's dumbing them down a little bit. I'll put the images up on the website so you guys can snatch them from there and take a cleaner look at them. But so these images, or this... Adora sent me a message that said, why is the road made of cow shit? And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? She said, well, it says shit underneath. And the whole thing was like shit
what?
And then bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, no, it's shit. Shit test is dirt.
Yes. That's what it was. That's what it was. So I went back to Bacon and said, dude, why is our roadway made of cow shit, bro? And he said, what the fuck are you talking about? No. It's like 3 or 4 different textures. I think he thought that I actually understood something about this. So he was trying to, I don't know. But, no, hold on. I can do that for you. Watch. See? Right there. You see it? Content, shit test, dirt. And so, Adora and I gave him a little bit of shit, so to speak, for,
Make more roads.
yeah, for making roads out of cow shit. I think it's really creative, but any NPCs in game are not going to spend any time near any of these roads.
No,
Anyways.
it must stink too. Especially when it gets like warm.
Does dried up shit smell bad? I mean, manure stops stinking after a while when you fertilize with it, right?
Not wet manure. Not wet manure.
So
when
it rains,
hot, that shit stinks.
when it rains, that shit's going to reek. I feel sorry for the NPCs traveling those roads during the storms. And some of those places are going to be wet, so...
It would make a nice texture.
Uh,
Cow patch is not a good texture.
That hidden Easter egg, yes. I was just about to say, that bacon is something you need to now work on. Make sure you put a few piles of shit in the game.
Yeah.
Or
You have to inspect them.
Night, you now have new audio cues, homie. We'll talk about that when we're done with this meeting. So, holy shit bump. Oh my god, you guys are just crazy now. Oh my goodness. All right, so I called this the double tree bridge. I have been informed that this is actually 3 trees, and it's just got shitty collision right now. But, God, people who have never fucking seen this particular podcast are going to have no fucking clue what some of our NPCs are talking about when they say, God, I hate when it rains. It smells like shit.
Yeah.
They're going to have no clue.
Yeah.
Oh, God. The paper cup shield. All right, so I just got this image. This would be like something like something the Wood Elves would do, or maybe some humans would do. I don't know if Wood Elves would do this. Wood Elves probably wouldn't need to do this.
Wood Elves wouldn't need to. And they also wouldn't kill a tree and just leave it in the river.
Well, how do you know they killed the tree? There's nothing there saying that they actually got the tree. They could have been cut down. I mean,
they wouldn't just leave it like that, though. They'd do more to it.
They would. They'd stylize it a lot. We do understand a lot about the tree elf artwork, so
Not humans would do this.
Okay, we'll have to talk about that, Bacon. I don't remember talking about a paper cup shield
I remember a paper cup shield, and I'm like
podcast where.
hashtag dual shields aficionado.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that because or go back and watch. Anyway, so this is the
Yeah.
third image. This is the last one I've got for you guys because now, how long do trees survive after they've been uprooted?
Depends on if they rot or not. They can actually last a pretty long time.
So if these trees didn't rot, if they just
Which would
happen to
be hard because
solidify,
they're laying in the river, but if they technically didn't rot, they would actually last a while because they would harden and then dry rot, which takes a lot longer.
so they
But
would.
since they're sitting in water, I'm assuming that's not going to happen.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know shit about trees. I actually ask Check a lot about all of my tree cutting and all of the tree related needs. So
Yeah, so I know it could be petrified wood, depending on how it fell, stuff like that. There's a lot of different things that could be why it's there. But if it's like actual wood, since there's moss and stuff going on it, I'm going no with petrified. So that means it would get wet and it would slowly rot.
you see what Sidney says?
Yeah.
He's daydreaming now about having his dual shield brownie sitting on top of the trees. Are you are you gonna charge a toll to cross that, Sinden?
There you go.
So
So
hard as stone. When we say that,
nobody would be thinking that. Who? Me? No one would. He just asked the question, so I answered.
I don't. I'm not really worried about what types of things players will think on a consistent basis. I am always trying to find the history of every item that we implement into this game. Every fucking item we implement into this game, I find the history. Why? Because the last fucking thing I want is to be sitting on a fucking forum 3 years later, and some random ass motherfucker goes, "So I came across these trees, but in reality, they should have rotted out if they were placed in a river
Yeah.
like that. Why in the fuck?" And then my answer has to be, "Oh my god, magic."
Yeah,
I mean,
magic. You know, that's the beauty of this, though. I would just say magic.
but I don't want to be that guy. I really don't. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that has the fucking. I don't want our game to fall back on fucking magic as a fucking answer. Okay.
As every answer. So why does this happen? Magic.
I hate that. We're intelligent. For crying out fucking loud. I researched so much shit about binary star systems. I can tell you so much about binary star systems.
It's from the third era.
Just so that,
Oh.
just so that I could have a conversation with somebody who said, "Well, you got two suns, and it rotates a little odd. So what exactly is your reasoning in the binary star system?"
Pretty much what we're trying to stop is we don't want more than one red shirt guy. If any of you know who that is, you're a champion. If you don't, you're a loser. I'm sorry that you probably don't know who red shirt guy is.
I know who Red Shirt Guy is.
Okay.
Why the fuck wouldn't I know who Red Shirt Guy
You
is?
always hate on WoW. What the fuck do you want from me? I don't mean Star Trek.
But, anyways. All right, so these are our images. This is the precursor to a video that should be ready in a few weeks. Knocking on wood. But everything right now is pointing at a couple of weeks. I've got my sound team ready. Once we've okayed the video, that Bacon is recording and then going to send it over to me. And once the fucking sound's added to that shit, we got that shit ready to roll, we're fucking releasing that shit. So, does anybody have any questions about anything? The music for that video is already created, I'm pretty sure. But if you want to sit down and go over some shit, I mean, if you create something better than what they've currently got, I'm all for it.
It's better. It's better. So
A shield will protect all for being slain from the tree. Nice. So you're pretty much keeping the tree from falling on people, or keeping the tree from what, turning evil? You necromancy trees or what?
Just like if the trees are even cut down, is it gonna? Are we making bridges out of oaken now? Is that what's going on, or?
Don't say that, because I'm pretty sure I'm playing an oaken bard.
Like, oh, we can't cross this path. That's why we keep an oaken in the raid group.
Oh my God. We actually, it's funny you say that because we are considering, highly discussing some system mechanics where bigger races can throw smaller races.
That'd be fun.
So we're talking about how we would implement that into a raid fight and normal fights and what we would do. So,
Oh no, Sinden, there's voice actors. There'll be voice.
oh yeah,
Not to all of them, but we're not going to voice fucking everything. We're not
it's
going to
got
spend that much money
text.
like Fortor does.
Let me go ahead and
It
tell you
just,
the story of our voice acting crew, Sinden. Our entire game was really, honestly, going to be fucking text based. All of it. Because, I mean, voice acting's fucking expensive, right? You got to pay, like, God, what? How much did Swoltar spend on voice acting? Like,
it was a third of their budget.
yeah, I was about to say, like 30 million or some shit like that. So for us, we weren't even considering that kind of fucking cost. It just wasn't happening. But Knight came into the game to originally work on sound, and then at the same exact time, right after I said, "You're fucking hired," said, "All right, I want to do voice acting too." I was like, "I don't think we were doing voice acting. You're doing voice acting now. We're doing voice acting. What would you like to do?" And he said, "Let me assemble a team." And I said, "Okay, I would rather pay them hourly or salary than, like $500 fucking dollars to
Stop
record a few
this.
lines."
Yeah.
So we went from no voice acting to actually having a voice acting team of how many we got, Night? Nine, eight
Say
people,
there's
something like that, of exceptionally talented voice actors. Might I fucking add? So
Lay's not one of them.
no, I'm definitely not one of them. Absolutely not. I did say that if you ever needed, never mind. I'm not going to repeat that because that
Don't
was
do
was
it.
private conversation, and it might not have been. I don't know. I don't want to come off as Trump because I'm not Trump. All right. I'm not saying anything good or bad about Trump. I'm just saying
Just
I'm a
stop.
different human
Just
being
stop.
altogether.
Just
So
stop. Just stop.
with that.
Stop.
All right. Anyways, does anybody have any questions? Any any questions at all? If you do, then I will answer them. I wish the timing delay was a little bit more
Not
fluid
30 seconds.
so that I could, you know, bitching
Get
about what,
wood.
Bacon?
Wood. I don't know. It's Saw. Probably life.
What else is Saw bitching about now?
Do
First
we
I'm
have
gonna
to see
fucking
Etiquette
interview
back
him.
in?
Oh yeah. Hey, I tell everybody, don't I, Knight? You want to talk to my boy Knight? You need a fucking demo reel. Oh yeah, he's very
I don't
picky.
send them voice actors anymore because they don't talk to me after I send them the night. So I don't know what the fuck happened.
Uh,
It's true.
oh man. Hey, I ain't no snitch. Ah, that means Saw's bitching about something.
Oh, we got a
Saw,
slap up.
calm down. Look, look, Saw, motherfucker. You come on my forum saying some shit like they pick and
Oh
choose who they
god.
talk to again. I'm gonna come over to your house and put 2 knees in your mom's ass, 3 in your dad, and have my brother take you out back and beat your ass. And I ain't talked to my brother in like 6 months, okay? All right, motherfucker. Damn it.
Will there be more pictures released
All right,
when we get them?
more pictures. I don't, I don't think so. I think this for right now.
I'm
This is gonna be the 3 that we've got for everybody, and then. Oh my God, I gotta share this. If any of you are in the army, I apologize. What the fuck? I apologize. I know how to get back. Oh, you downloaded that picture on the. Okay.
What the fuck are you doing? Like,
Y'all see that?
I will in 30 seconds. Oh my god.
Oh,
Fuck.
Semper fucking fi. Love you, Crave. All right. Anyway, so yeah, so pictures. I don't think so. I think This is going to be the only pictures we get before the video. Afterwards, I mean, we're going to release a ton of pictures. We'll stream in-game development as we're traveling throughout the game, testing of minor stuff um, as an internal unit, so people can see that kind of stuff. Um, we plan on, when we have them available, absolutely releasing as much stuff as we can so that you guys can see what we're seeing. So that there's never a moment where you're sitting there going, what the fuck? I haven't heard from them in 6 fucking months. Last thing I saw was some images of a fucking flyover, and then, they're not even anywhere to be heard. Fuck, there's a game. It's been a year now. I haven't heard shit from them. So,
There's like 4 I know of off the top of my head that have done that.
Dude. So we
and they do it after the Kickstarters too. It's like, oh hell no.
We have a huge desire to move away from that. And Christmas, as I stated well before Christmas came about, is the only time where that kind of thing happens. But there's only like 4 weeks. So, people have holidays. That includes our people. We're not slaving every hour of every day to make this game. We are focused on it, but we didn't lose track of our families in the process. And I'm never going to have my guys do that for the sake of other people want continuous updates kind of thing. So, but we will provide updates all the time because any timetable on the flyover. Bacon,
not tomorrow.
Yeah, not tomorrow. Soon. As far as I'm understanding, Bacon, you're here. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is ready to be recorded and now just needs to be recorded, correct?
Wait, the flyover? And there's like 2-3 months for this thing could be right. No, we're not that far out. It's just he sent us like the shit on the wrong quality settings and everything, so it looks a lot worse.
I'm streaming it on the wrong quality settings.
Yeah,
these images are high quality images.
Well, he also took the images in low quality in the game, so that's what he's.
Yeah.
So it's even better than that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Motherfucker, if it's not, tell me.
I say if it's not, just fucking say it. You're gonna make us cut our own tongues.
I'm trying to be realistic here, not optimistic, not pessimistic, not conservative.
But yeah, that's it. What's it?
Here, I'll type it out. I'll type it out. Hold on. I got you.
Don't hurt yourself, like. Quit it, cat. You're being a pain today.
There we go. I typed it out for you, Bacon.
Yes, see? There we go.
There you go. So you see that. There you go. You heard it directly from my primary developer's mouth. It's fucking ready to be recorded. So now, all he needs to do is have a few moments while his computer's not dying. Keep in mind, full volunteer force, right? He doesn't have the best fucking computer in the world right now. That will change after Kickstarter. Knock on wood, that Kickstarter is successful. But so long as his computer doesn't die on him in the process of recording, it takes... I mean, I imagine...
Rendering's a bitch, so let's just leave it at that.
Right, that's the issue. A lot of people don't realize how fucking long it takes to render, okay? Let me go ahead and tell you, that intro video, just adding smoke and audio to it, took Wicked, it was just an image. Wicked put a smoke overlay and audio on it, and that took him 10 hours to render that video. So.
And it's what, a 12-second video? As well? So yeah.
There you go, look at that. My team's working internally to get shit taken care of. So, anyway. Yeah, so. That's that. Thank you for being here. I hope the images lived up to the
hype
that they generally developed on their own. I try not to hype it up too much. I think I just made 2 posts about it. But I did want people to be aware that there were going to be images on this podcast because I know people have absolutely been looking forward to it. I know if I was excited, so were a lot of you. So.
My neighbor did that last year. He now farms. His full-time job is farming Bitcoin, and he made a computer farm out of just hitting up Goodwill every other week. actually kind of terrifying. It takes up a whole room.
Yeah, that's a lot. So again, thank you for being patient, for being here. We're still about a month away from when most developers slash publishers would even talk about the game. So the fact that you're here prior to that says a lot about your character. You are definitely the type of people that we want testing the game. So stick the fuck around. Don't fucking leave, you sons of bitches. All right? God damn. Be sure, if you haven't already, head over to Facebook. Like us on Facebook. All the links are down below the video. Twitter, follow us on Twitter for updates. For those of you that were following, you saw it on Twitter that we were going to be doing this tonight. The website itself, as I try to navigate,
I was about to say, don't hurt yourself.
be sure to sign up for the newsletter. You'll know the moment the video comes out because that's where we're going to push it out first. The newsletter's going to, or the first thing we actually push, first official thing we push through newsletter is going to be that video. So head on over.
And there's going to be a party after that.
Then jump on the forums, sign up for the forums, and look out for that question. You'll see in news and announcements, I'll release a new one. As you see here, all my podcasts, I'll release a new update with a podcast with a link to this video, link to the question, and a link to anything else that might be relevant. So,
I say, don't also forget, this coming Monday is a new information release, guys.
yes, new information release this Monday. We are changing up one thing with our podcast until Izzy's Twitch gets back up and running. We will be the following Friday going over all the elements of the previous IR. Shouldn't take too long. The IRs are small enough to manage all the information rather quickly. So if you got any questions about anything like that, ask the questions on the forum. Send me a message. Doesn't matter how you want to go about it.
Just put on the forums. I'll actually probably just make a mega thread later this week and just all IR stuff we can do there, so it's in one spot.
Here you go.
Beat.
And
I'll get that up when I remember.
volunteer form, coding and development. Those are the big things that we're looking for. I don't care what kind of development, if it's 3D design, modeling, rendering, world development, level, every damn thing. Coding, everything. Everything coding.
Yes.
Especially if you want to be a part of a new team. It's an experimental team. It's going in a great direction. We want to try to put a coder on it to see if we can streamline the amount of time it takes to go from idea to in-game actuality. So, yeah. All right. And I believe that's it. Is there anything else I might have missed?
Not that I can think of.
Nope. They're just talking back and forth. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here's hoping. That fucking Kickstarter, man. I tell you what, I've never been nervous about anything in my fucking life the way I'm nervous about Kickstarter.
I'm so nervous about that. Oh my god.
And honestly, every time I look over the fucking data, we've got no reason to be. Okay, absolutely none. But Jesus.
It's called being human.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
all right.
send them. We need to talk to them. To send them over.
Yeah, send them over to the I believe it's down below actually, the volunteer form.
It is.
So hit the volunteer form link down below and send them over to that. Tell them you recommended him. I'll get a look at it right away. I haven't looked at that thing in about a month and a half. I know Steele's got some friends on there looking to get in. So yeah, here we go. Enjoy and hope you have a good weekend.